Did you like our nice little intro? You have just tuned in to Monday Night Mandate. I'm your host, Alexandria Butler, and I'm also the candidate for District 9 here in the state of Texas, specifically here in Houston. God is so good. I'm just really happy to be running here in this district. God is so good. This is my host, or my co-host, Jonathan McCullough. We are here tonight. Oh, you weren't ready for that? Anyway, this is Jonathan McCullough here. You see him on the split screen. And we are broadcasting live tonight. We have a great show for you guys tonight. Very interesting. Several topics that we are delighted to bring you tonight. Here we go. There's a slight echo, so just slight. But other than that, we're just live tonight. So what do you, we've been talking a little bit about a few subjects, and excuse the big smile on my face, but last night it was brought to our attention that when elected, I will become the first Black Republican woman elected to Congress in the state of Texas.
That is amazing. You know, the interesting part about that is that we didn't lead with that. We didn't start with that idea in mind.
Not at all.
So it's beautiful that you come, you know, wanting to run and be in Congress and provide substance, which is make a difference outside of the identity politics thing, and later discover, hey, look, this is what will happen if you win.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, to be honest with you, the Democrats, they play this game, identity politic game, right? Yeah. First Black this, first Black that, first Black this, but they don't provide any substance with that. No. It's all based on that person's gender, skin color, what have you. Right. So here you are running as a Republican, female Black Republican.
Right.
Here's the thing. History is on our side.
Absolutely.
Okay. History is on our side.
Yes.
Right? So if these people can play the game and not be for real, why can't we engage in the same game and be for real? So yes,
and we're not
that
really
is historic.
But we're not really playing identity politics. The fact is the fact. You know, in fact,
right, it's reality. Right.
The reality is just that I happen to be that. And when elected,
that's the key.
I will make history.
Happen to be. That's the key right there. You happen
it's not
to be.
Like we didn't do this for this reason. We didn't say, okay, let's run so you can be the first Black female Republican Congresswoman.
Right.
You know,
no, that wasn't. That never crossed our mind. Just like you stated it in your intro, that this is something that occurred to us.
It really just is like, really? We did a little research on that.
That makes it all the more amazing.
It really does.
Yeah. So, that being said, now
let's talk a little bit about identity politics.
Let's talk about that.
Because a lot of people may not know who that is. Like or what that is. They might say, okay, identity politics. Okay, well, you are a Black Republican woman, right?
Right.
So what's wrong with that being a label or a type for you?
Right.
You know. But see, a lot of times I introduce myself as a Republican woman that happens to be Black.
Right.
And, you know, the problem that I'm seeing a lot of, because the left has engaged so much in this political ideology of compartmentalizing people by race, you know, instead of acknowledging them because of the content of their character, they're acknowledging them because they're gay, because they're straight, because they're Black, because they're white, or, you know, this, that, and the third. This is how they acknowledge people, and they label them and keep you bound. So the problem I run into as a Black woman that is a Republican is that people don't know I'm a Republican.
Right.
Everybody
assume
I'm a Democrat.
They assume you're a Democrat.
Well, and it's crazy. Like, I will literally sit there and tell them I'm pro-life. When have you ever seen a Democrat stand before you and say I'm pro-life?
Right.
They'll say something like, some sort of political answer like, you know, I think everybody should have a choice. But the choice is whether or not to take the life of a human being. That's what the choice is, right?
Right.
So, but when you stand there and you say, I'm pro-Second Amendment, you know, I'm pro-life, pro-America First, pro-MAGA, right?
Right. When you divert from identity politics and speak to the issues.
Right, but
so which brings me to this point.
Yes.
Identity politics deflects people from the real issues.
It does.
Right?
Right.
If I'm from a brown community, they say this will be the first brown person, Hispanic, whatever, to this position. The first thing I say, oh, great, that would be nice. But I'm forgetting about the issues, the policies, the reason that you're not running to just be that. You're running to actually make a difference. And this game has been played. This is a game. This is a game of carnality, right? Because people are more prone to carnality than they are substance.
Absolutely.
The spirit. The carnal-minded people are more prone to that, right? So these are the games that they play.
Absolutely.
And it works.
It works.
It works because people get a sense of pride. Oh, wow, somebody from my community is about to have a position of power. But it's power over you because you know why? You never voted for the issues. You voted for just merely that person looked like you or is from your community.
But look how easy it is to divert and deflect away from the issues when race comes into play. For instance, we'll use Jesse Jackson as an example. Now, this man was a Republican for many years, stood strong on many of the pro-Republican priorities, right? Mm-hmm. But when Barack Hussein Obama won the presidential election, he's up in tears, forgetting about all these issues that he disagreed with Barack Hussein Obama on. You know, the transgender issues, the gay rights issues, the abortion issues. He forgot all about that and said, I never thought I'd see the first black president in my lifetime. So it was easy for him to get away from those issues that are going to kill millions of Americans, mind you. Abortion kills millions of Americans a year.
Right.
Okay. And so he forgot about that issue. It took second place to the first black president in my lifetime. Right.
I want to correct you on something, if I may. Jesse Jackson has never been a Republican. He's always been a Democrat. He ran he started the Rainbow Coalition. So there goes your identity politics right there. Rainbow. He's always been a Democrat for the record. Jesse Jackson has always been a Democrat. All of these reverends that's on the Democrat side are all in the same club.
Okay, now
he ran for president as a Democrat.
Yes, he did,
and he lost. And
hold on,
go ahead.
Pause.
Yeah, sure.
Now let's. Trump was also a Democrat then as well.
Right.
But a Democrat then
is
not
transition.
The same as a Democrat today. A classic liberal of yesteryear is a Republican today. The party, the Democrat Party, has completely left those classic liberals and Democrats of Jesse Jackson's day. So technically, Jesse, even though he was a Democrat on paper, you know, he did stand against abortion.
You're right. But let's be clear. The Democrat Party, we're not seeing what they have become.
Right.
We're seeing what they've always been.
That's true.
You understand what I'm saying? You go from moderate to progressive.
I get that.
Right? And aggressive. Right. So at this point, right?
Progressive is aggressive.
Right, because what they do, they play the long game. Right. They have to lure you in. Right. They have to pretend to be friends to everybody. Right. Which is why they love identity politics. Because what they're trying to do, they're trying to make friends with every community in America. So, and woo them into this. We love everybody. It's not about who cares who loves you. It's about the issues. Right. Your father and your mother should love you. That's where you get your love. The Bible says charity begins at home and it spreads abroad. You don't have to look for love from a government. You don't have to look for love from a political figure. None of that. Right. You look for love from your creator, for which this country was built on. Right.
Absolutely.
One nation under God.
Absolutely.
So not a divided nation. There's a house divided cannot stand. And this is the game that they play. So during the 60s, this game was being played to lure people in and create a culture. Create a culture of friends, a culture of friends, and a culture of dependency, if you will, right?
Absolutely.
We are your friends. So, and what happens is parents will pass that on to their children.
Right.
They'll pass it on to their children. And what you think is going on is that you're holding on to something of value. Right. So this is why today I've heard people say, my mother was a Democrat. Right?
Yeah.
And I'm a Democrat, and I'll always be a Democrat. You see, they think they're holding on to something of value because that seed,
but they don't,
that fake seed,
they don't know what a Democrat
of love
is.
and charity, that fake seed of love and charity was planted
but they don't
in
know
the 60s,
what a Democrat
and now
is.
we see the manifestation of it generations later.
They don't know what a Democrat is. They really don't.
They don't.
You know, if you think about like a pyramid scheme, right? The people at the very top know the ins and the outs of what goes on. But the people at the bottom that's making the people at the top the money, they have no idea what's going on and what people are like and how demonic people are at the top of the pyramid. And that's how it works in these organizations, including the Democrat Party. It's no different. The people at the bottom that are out here protesting, do you really think they know what goes on in the deepest trenches of the Democrat Party? No. All they know,
they're not in those meetings.
Like you said, traditionally, my mother was a Democrat. My father was a Democrat.
Correct.
And then if you ask them, though, what is a Democrat? What do Democrats stand for? They have no idea what the issues are. Now, who can tell you what the issues are? Today's liberal, today's white liberal can tell you exactly what those issues are and why they will fight tooth and nail for those issues. They'll tell you what the issues are. Right. They know. But if you ask most uninformed Democrats, which are probably 80% of their party, they have no idea what they're standing for. They don't know. All they know is all they've been told is Republican means racist, which is still identity politics. Republican and Democrat is still identity politics. It still is. But when the people don't know what it is,
misidentification.
Well, but the thing is what it does.
The game they're playing.
It creates a compartment and a label. That's what it does. And that's its purpose, is to keep people bound. Okay, so you're a Republican. Well, I heard you guys are racist.
Most people believe that whatever the majority is doing, they're right. Okay? This is the consensus of the average human beings, the average American. They think if the majority is doing something, well, then they must be doing something right, and I'm doing something wrong.
Right.
You understand?
You don't get many people that will stand against the wide road.
Exactly, the wide road. Nobody wants to be separated from the crowd.
No,
because
they want to be
they can't handle that alienation. They can't handle that. Right. This is why you have to have a security within yourself. Because at the end of the day, nobody really believes in their heart of hearts that a man can be a woman. And I mean, let's just be real.
Even the people doing it.
The Democrats have drawn the line. They've drawn the line. They've shown. You know what? There's a saying that says, if someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time.
Believe them the very first time.
Right. So these people are right. So these people have shown you who they are. They want to tell. They want you to present or understand that a man can be a woman, and then everybody, a human being, knows that that's not naturally possible. Now, you can live as one, and that's your business. Right. This is America. You can live as whatever you want to live as, but a man technically cannot naturally, under no circumstances, can be a woman. Neither can a woman be a man. Now,
I'm glad that Trump signed that executive order preventing minors from being basically mutilated by these doctors that think that they can change a young boy's genitalia or a young girl's genitalia into the opposite gender. He I think it was yesterday, signed an executive order that basically it's not allowed. It's against the law.
It needs to be against. It needs to be against the law. The children? It needs to be against the law. A lot of people don't know the significance or the consequences, right, of what these people are trying to implement into society.
Right.
Neither do they know. If they don't know that, they certainly don't know Trump's motives. Right. His motive is to destroy what they're trying to do to our future generations, our children.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Let's keep things natural. Let's keep things normal. Okay? Let's keep things natural and let's keep things normal. Now, you can be whatever you want to be, but let's just be real.
You can live how you want.
Right.
But you cannot deny the process of creation.
You can't deny that.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So we all know that it takes a male and a female to
basically
procreate, right?
Right.
And so when we put that hindrance in there, we have to acknowledge something there, that we are literally denying the process of creation and God's natural order. I don't care what your religion is. Everybody knows that we've been created.
Correct.
Right? So we understand that you will never, even if you feel like you woke up today and you said, I feel like I'm a woman today. Right? Physically, you're not.
You're not talking about me. Generally speaking?
I mean, I'm saying it to you because you're a manly man. You know, I can never see that happening with you. That's why I'm just saying.
Because it never has.
Yeah, I mean, just, but how?
It never has. But
are you sure, John?
I'm positive. Right?
Oh.
But anyway, I totally get your point.
Y'all forgive me.
Yeah, I didn't
talk
mean
amongst yourselves.
Yeah.
You crazy on that one.
But let's get it. That being said, let's get into the redistricting.
Okay.
Right, the redistricting.
A little bit. We'll talk a little bit about
from
it.
what I understand, I don't know the facts,
the Dems
but I
came
do
back
know
today.
that some of them came back, if not all. They all came back.
They came back.
Right, and the inevitable is going to happen. Now, California, as you know, Gavin Newsom,
As Trump calls him affectionately.
Exactly. The governor of California, he is planning to do a redistricting of his own to counter the seats that Trump stands to win
As
from the
if
Texas.
they haven't
redistricting.
already gerrymandered plenty in California.
Gerrymandered. I mean, for a candidate to be in a seat for 21 years,
yes,
15 to 21 years, that's gerrymandering.
It's obviously gerrymandering.
It's obviously gerrymandering. What you did was you put him right in the position of the people that you know are going to vote for him. So this is how they've been rolling. So now when the Republicans do it, it's always a problem.
Yeah.
But let's talk about real Republicans, those that push back. You have real Republicans and you have rhinos. You have
wait
rhinos.
A minute. Hold up. What's a rhino?
A rhino is somebody that, the acronym is Republican in name only.
Right.
Right? He goes around and calls himself a Republican because you have people out there that just vote on that. Oh, you're a Republican? Okay, you got my vote. Right? So you do have people in the conservative community that vote on title alone.
Yeah.
So this is how these rhinos get in there. They go around and say, yeah, I'm a Republican, and they learn a few Republican conservative talking points, and people fall in love with them, and they go right down there and betray them.
Right. Every time.
I
mean, are we tired of it yet? Are we tired of it?
It's time for consequences,
right?
Not compromise,
because we let these
consequences, not compromise.
We give them this privilege of electing them to these positions, and then they turn into traitors once they get in there. They get their little money, their net worth goes up, and then they get to cutting up and acting a fool. And then you're like, who did we put in office here?
Right.
You know,
he's not the same person.
It's not the same person. They don't care about the people until campaign time comes around. Then they're back meeting everybody,
raising money,
fundraising,
right?
You know, because people follow trends, and so all you have to do is make yourself popular. And if the people like your charisma, a lot of times they'll vote for you, even though you haven't done any of the things that you ran on or promised. You know,
right?
And so when we say rhino, like, because I'm hearing these terms all the time, and I'm sure a lot of people, because we're in a high political season right now, like when we say terms like rhino or establishment or career politician, what are we referring to?
Actually, they're all one and the same.
Oh, tell them.
They're one and the same.
Yes, they are.
When you say establishment, that covers a lot. I'm not going to get into it, but I'm just going to say when you say establishment, that means these people are playing the game.
Right.
Let's just say that.
Right.
They're playing the game, the good cop, bad cop game. Right. That is what an establishment, because that's what the establishment was created for, to play a game, right? And never really get nothing done. The voters have the illusion, of progress.
Yes.
When there is actually no progress.
None.
Right. And you get up there and you obstruct anything that liberates the voters.
Right.
People don't understand what freedom is. Freedom goes beyond being caged somewhere and somebody comes and unlock the door and release you. Listen, freedom, you have financial freedom, you have social freedom.
Right.
I mean, freedom comes in many variations.
Right.
Okay? So, and captivity comes in many variations.
Yes,
the same categories that freedom, right? The same variables that freedom has, captivity has. You follow me? You follow that, right? So people don't, being a citizen in America, people have to understand you have people that are financially bound. Right. You have people that are bound in debt.
Right.
You have people that are bound in taxes,
right.
property taxes. So